Pullarvindayata netra yena tvaya bharatataila purna prajvalito jnanamaya pradeepa. Om Dhyanamulam Gururmurti Pujamulam Gururpadam Mantramulam Gururvakyam Mokshamulam Guru Kripa. Om Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Mukam karoti vachalam Pangum langhayate girim Yat gripatamaham bande Paramanandamadhavam. Hari Om. Sadguru Bhagavan ki jai. Satchidananda Bhagavan ki jai. Krishna Bhagavan ki jai. Gita Maharani ki jai. Hari Om. अच्छा टूटू अगर नहीं थोड़ा वो दरवाज़ा बंद कर देगा और इनको थोड़ा बोल दो इधर हल्ला गुल्ला नहीं करेंगे. Neither outside nor inside, please silent. Hari Om. Srimad Bhagavad Gita, 12th discourse, and it is on yoga of devotion, and in that we are discussing the 8 verses of nectarian essence of the whole Bhagavad Gita. It is called Amritastakam. Amritastakam. The 8 stanzas of nectar. It is the essence of the whole Gita. Gita is essence of all the scriptures, Upanishads and Vedas. So, Veda is nothing but the vision of life, whether it is human life or any life, any creature created by the nature. What is the vision of it? Vision means in and out and up and down and everything, all round vision. That is called philosophy, and the authority is Vedas. And the essence are Upanishads. And essence of Upanishads is Gita. And Gita's essence, these, of course, we have discussed yesterday. How does Gita is understood by different persons in different ways, 1,000 different ways. Everybody is right in his standpoint. Anyhow, we have already discussed the divine qualities which are must for a spiritual seeker. Advaita sarvabhutanam maitraha karuna evacha nirmamo nirahankaraha samadukha sukha kshami. All these qualities. Advaita, non-hatredness, no jealousy towards anyone, no hatred to any being. Sarvabhutanam, maitraha, and friendship with every creature, not only human, but even you have to think that the stone has also life. Life is not limited, or it is not personal, it is not individual. Though it appears individually, differently, that is universal life, which is present everywhere. So, Maitra, you have to be friend to everyone, and there is no question of I-ness and myness in that sense. When you have become one with the whole universe, Jat Brahmande Tat Pindande, we have seen it, whatever is there in the cosmos, the individual being is model of the cosmos. Even an atom holds all the structural model. So, the whole universe is in the smallest atom. So, you have to be one with everything and friend to everyone. And nirmamo, there is no I-ness, no myness. Without myness and without egoism, nirahankara. No, there is no identity of your separate being. You are nowhere. And that is what we were discussing today evening also. You are just a toy in the hands of the Absolute. You have nothing to say. You cannot say neither yes nor no, neither, O Lord, thy will be done, or nor, O Lord, I am your servant. How can a toy say, O child, I am a toy in your hand? Can it say? Can it express? No expression, no question of any ego. Then only there is no I-ness, no myness. Then only you are an instrument in the hands of the player, universal player. And nirahankara, samadukha sukha, having no opinion, no what we can say, no imbalanced state of mind in pairs of opposites. That is pleasure and pain, good or bad. No choice. You have no choice. Neither acceptance nor rejecting. Nothing. Nothing doing. You are not you. That is the final. And that is called surrender. That is called to be instrument in the hands of the player. Nimitta matram bhava sabhyasachin, the final word of Lord. Oh Arjuna, you are just a toy in my hand. Be aware of it. There is no choice even to surrender to me. You are already surrendered. You have no choice. You are not yourself. That's all. That is the final. And then only you have no choice in good or bad or pain and pleasure. And so, you have no choice to find fault with others. So, you have to keep quiet only. Whatever offense is done, whatever is done to you, good or bad, you have no choice to defend it. Keep quiet. Yes, this is what we have seen already. All these divine qualities are must for a sincere spiritual seeker.
Maharaj, in the morning session, Swamiji was sharing about the awareness. So in that case, if you have to understand from a relative point of view, if you are not yourself, so in that case, awareness is non-awareness should understand.
Any way you can understand, it is your choice, but you have no choice. You have no choice to have a choice.
So then about the collective understanding?
No understanding. Give up understanding. Who is to understand what? Can a wave say, I want to understand the ocean? Can it say? Has it any right to say or ability to say? So how can you say, I have choice or not? Who are you to say? That is how all the great saints, they advise the students in one tone, inquire who am I? Know thyself. That is the end of your trial and your everything. Self-effort, trial, struggle, understanding power, everything ends there. So anyhow, all these are the divine qualities which are only different aspects seen by different angle of vision, but it is only one thing, one pointed mind, that's all. All these qualities are only one aspect seen from different angles by different seers and different terms for one thing, that is one pointed mind which is no mind. This is the final understanding. Now yesterday also we saw santushta, contentment, one who is ever contented, there is no complaint, no desire, no achievement, nothing. Santushta, ever contented, satatam, ever. And satatam yogi always united, continuous union with the one, absolute one. Yatatma, that also is differently termed as Yatatma, controller of all the senses with the body, mind, everything. The controlled self. Drida Nischaya, here we were discussing yesterday, Drida Nischaya, the determined mind. That means decided, decisive mind, one-pointed decision, impartial decision, and Drida Nischaya possessed of firm conviction, never shaking, never tottering. It is fixed and confirmed, final. Once decided forever. Never changing, that is called Dridha Nischaya, firm conviction. Dridha Nischaya. And Arey! थोड़ा लाल आंख दिखा दो ना. साइलेंट. हल्ला करते हैं. थोड़ा आंख दिखाना पड़ता है. Hiss, but don't bite. ओ जी, ओ कर्नाटक वाले, बंद करना. हरिओम. ओ किचन में घुसने वाले, बुलाओ. अरे 1 मिनट में सारा समस्या खत्म. बुलाओ. वो तीनों तो चले गए ऊपर. नहीं, एक तो कोई है इधर अंदर है. कैसे Dridha Nischaya, we have seen the decisive mind, one-pointed mind, and impartial decision, strong willpower. That is called Dridha Nischaya. Mayarpita manobuddhi, mind and intellect dedicated to me. That also means the same thing. Dedicated, you have no choice. That is what we were discussing now. There is no choice as your individual being. You are not any being. So, your mind and intellect means the decisive part of the mind, thought waves. How the intellect decides, you can take it as a league match. There are several parties, several teams, and league match is going on. So every party will play with every party, every team, and the winner will play with the other winner, and among them one winner will come out. So in this way they will fight with each other. So similarly, when there are thought waves, mind means is a flow of thought vibratory process. It is waves only and created by the prana, which is vibratory process, and otherwise known as the energy. Energy means vibration, waves only, and one wave gives rise to the other wave. Wave means imbalanced state of balanced state. So naturally, imbalance means it will go on creating imbalanced state. So once a wave is created, it will go on creating other innumerable waves, which never stops unless it is forcibly stopped by some barrier. And when two are there, we have to understand it thoroughly well. All the trouble starts. All the troubles. When one is there is no question, no answer, no doubt, no solution, nothing. No name, no form, nothing is known. Nothing is required to be known. But when the two starts, relationship, dependency, doubts, all these start continuously, which is unending. Fear, comparison, relationship, dependency, everything starts. And there will be gap only. When there is a gap only, one appears as two. That gap is nothing but, I have shown you in the Yoga Vasishtha class, there is a background and the pictures are on the screen. Pictures are different from each other in color, in size, in demarcating lines, everything different. But the background screen is continuous and unchanging. That's how there is a change between, there is a gap between every two. That's how it is two. So all these complications start. One is big, why? Because the other is small. It is called dependency. This is how we are dependent. You have no freedom. You are always compared with others, knowingly, unknowingly, universally, individually. Any way you like, you are compared. You are dependent on others. You are taller because I am shorter. That's how you depend upon my shortness. Everywhere the relativity starts when the two are there, and then counting and calculating, that is called time. So time differs from space to place and condition to condition. Time is a changing phenomena, and that is also nature. That is everything, that is also mind, that is also intellect, that is also action and reaction. So time is ever all pervading and all controlling, because two is there. That's how there is a fear of time, fear of change, that is fear of death. Nobody wants to be changed, but helplessly everybody changes. And who changes, how it changes, nobody knows. Because there is no change and it is assumed. Just as I gave the example of our car. Car moves. Everybody is of one opinion. The car moves. The speed is such and such per hour, per minute, or per second, whatever it is. But there is no movement if you minutely see the whole body of the car, including the fuel, the engine, the driver, the steering, the brake, everything, the tire and the rim, the axis, the ball bearings, nothing is changing, everything is tightly fixed. How do you think there is a speed? Can you prove the speed? If you analyze properly, if an atom of the body splits or changes, the car cannot move. So this is how we compare. It is because of comparative degree and relationship and some understanding, hallucination, some assumption, something on something. Something or other is taken as something or other in some place or other, in some time or other by someone or other, and it is taken for granted as something or other, and that is what the world is and our being is, our lifestyle is. Nothing is ascertain, nothing is clear. So in this way, that buddhi, the intellect, somehow it is taken from some angle of vision for some time, in some conditions it is taken as something. So that is this. When the two thoughts, two waves clash against each other, the third diagonal force is created. So that is called the decisive thought. That is called intellectual power. As much as you use the intellect, it gets sharpened. It becomes finer and finer. Decision becomes clearer and clearer. And finally, there will be two who will fight in the final game. And that is called discriminative power. Either this or that. Imperishable and perishable. That is called discriminative power. The final decision. And then one becomes the cup winner. That is the absolute one, without a second. All are rejected. That is how the Vedas negate everything. By negating process, you can reach the final. And that is also in Yoga Vasishtha we were discussing in the story of Chudala and Shikhidwaj. And now Kacha's story is begun. Now all renunciation, total renunciation, that is sarvatyaga. That means negating everything. And the negator is negated in the end. Then the remnants remains. There is no seer, no onlooker, no nothing. The remnants remains in the end. So, in Vedas, Upanishads, in different scriptures, everywhere it is traced upon avasist. The remnants is the truth. So in this way, the intellect is the decisive power of the thought flow, that is mind. It is mind only, but finer, subtler mind. Mayarpida mano buddhi. All these thoughts should be colored, should be saturated with the vibration of Godhood. That is called Mayarpita mano buddhi. I always give the example of the blue jackal, Nilavarna Srigala, blue jackal. When the villagers go to bed, after a while the whole village becomes silent, and slowly the jackals and other animals, they enter into the village areas to have some remnants, something somewhere to eat. And one day, this is how all the jackals from the nearest crimson ground, they had entered into the village. And the washermen and barbers and all these type of people, they generally they have their houses in the outskirts of the village. A washerman's house was outside the village somewhere. And all these jackals, they entered everywhere. They were searching for some food, something. One jackal came towards this washerman's house, and when he was doing something, something fell down, there was some sound. The washerman got up, and washerman's men have always some pits. They keep some, they make some vessels like where they will put the water, sometimes the soaked cloths, somewhere some blue water. After washing, white cloths should be put into blue water. Or somewhere there will be some other colors to color the white cloths. Everything will be there. And the washerman had made ready everything for the next morning to start the work earlier. And when he heard some sound outside, slowly he goes to the door side with a stick, and all of a sudden opens the door and comes out. Who is there? Oh, the jackals flew away. Everybody, all the jackals, they ran from the village, having no way. They just tried to escape. And here this jackal, it was running and fell in the water pot of the blue water. Poor fellow, somehow it got colored and it again jumped out and went away. And as a result, what happened? When they reached at the source in this crimson gown, this fellow was something other than the common jackals. So it was driven out from the group. It is not a jackal, it is something else. So it was colored, and I do the same thing, a nice trick. When you catch some rats, if you color it, it will never come again. That is the trick, don't kill it. It will get away. That is its punishment. So anyhow, our thoughts should be colored like this, so that it will not be in the worldly group. It will be driven out. It has to be forced to be all alone. And that is called one-pointed mind. One-pointed mind. Colored mind. It should be saturated with godly thoughts. You see, if it is a wave of clear water, the wave will be clear. If there is a little waves in the colored water, the wave also will be colored. So that is called one-pointed mind, saturated with God color. That's how they sing, Rangade Chunariya. Please color my cloth, my dear Kanha. Color my body, color my mind, color my cloth, color myself in your color, so that I will not have any separate identity. I'll be one with you, my dear. This is how Mayarpita Mano Buddhi. Such a person devoted to me is dear to me. My devotee is dear to me. Ever content, steady in meditation or conviction, self-controlled, possessed of firm conviction, willpower, with the mind and intellect dedicated to me. He, my devotee, is dear to me. It is not this is better or that is worse. No question. He knows that all that comes to him is the fruit of his own actions in the past, and so he is ever contented. Oh God, I have a problem, and that is me. So all the problems are solved. So whatever comes to me, it is my I have done my fruit of my actions. So no question of rejecting or accepting. It has to avasyameva bhoktavyam subha subha karma phalam. You are bound to enjoy the good or bad reactions of your karmas, fruits of your karmas. You have done it. It is your problem. Don't put it on others. Because of his, I am put into such problems. It is not the correct thought. It is not correct understanding. You are the problem. And all the problems come to you to teach you a lesson. How you have done a wrong, some mistake, and you have to rectify it so that you can go ahead. The answer is there in the question. Answers are fast. Then from the answer, questions are made. Don't forget it. There is no question. In the beginning, the answer is there. From the answer, the questions are made. So question has the answer within it. You have to analyze the question and understand the question. Then the answer you get. In every exam hall, generally the common teachers and examiners, they give the question paper and they used to say, my dear children, go through the question carefully first. Try to understand and then answer. This is the warning from the examiners in every exam hall. The children don't follow it. They don't understand. The clever ones, they go through the questions and understand thoroughly well, and then when they start answering, their pen never stops. So he understands whatever comes to him, that is fruit of his own actions in the past, and so he is ever contented. Whom to blame? It is you who have to be blamed, by you only. That is finding fault with yourself, not with others. And that is, there is the chance to rectify yourself. And if you go on finding fault with others unnecessarily, wrongly, there is no chance for you to progress ahead. You cannot rectify yourself. He does not endure to attain infinite or perishable objects. He fixes his mind and intellect on the Supreme Being or the Absolute, attains eternal satisfaction and stands adamant like yonder rock and amidst the vicissitudes of time. Time is very terrific. Within that, he stands firmly without being influenced by the change of time and that terrific form of time. Contentment ever dwells in the heart of my devotee. He is ever contented, like the ocean which is ever full. His heart is ever full, as he has no cravings. He has cravings, he has no feeling of lacking anything, so no desires, so not to worry about anything. He ever feels, I am perfect and full, I am a full totality, so there is no need anything in me. That is called contentment, which has no chance of having any desires. So, he is ever cheerful and joyous. He can laugh and dance, who has no need in his life. He has a feeling of fullness, whether or not he gets the means for the bare substance of his body, sustenance of his body. God takes care of him. We shall see further. One who has such qualities, God comes forward to take the contact. I will look after you. I will protect whatever you have little possessions. I am the protector and I am the supplier of your bare needs. Don't worry. Think of me, I will think of you. Yajathamam prapadyante tam tatheva vajamyam. If you think of me, I shall think of you. If you work for me, dedicate everything to me, I will take care of you, I will look after you, I will supply your needs. That is what is needed. Think of me, I shall think of you. When chanting his names, praying some prayers to him, if you are dozing, so when you want something, God also will doze. He will forget you. You will feel sleepy. Same thing, it returns to you. Thoughts work as boomerang, the old Australian weapon. It comes back to the sender. So, whatever you think, the result comes to you only, not to others. Be careful to think, be careful to speak, be careful to do something. That is called awareness and watching yourself. So, whatever comes back to you, it is your own creation. You have done it. So, understanding this, mind devotee is always happy. He has no problem. He never grumbles, never complains, or murmurs when he does not obtain food and clothing which are necessary for the maintenance of the body. His mind is ever filled with me through constant and steady meditation. Yogi means Satatam Yogi, he who has evenness of mind always. He has controlled all the senses and desires. With a firm determination, he has fixed his mind and intellect on me in a spirit of perfect self-surrender. He is endowed with a firm conviction regarding the essential nature of the self. He who has the knowledge through self-realization, I am asanga, akarta, I am attachmentless, I am not attached to anything, I am akarta, I am the non-doer. Suddha, I am the purest self, Satchidananda. Swayam Prakash, I am the self-effulgence, luminosity. Advaita, Brahman, I am the absolute truth without a second, one without a second, Advaita Brahman, which is now by the modern scientists are termed as absolute singularity. They don't want to accept the philosophical term because they will be philosophers. Advaitam, one without a second, does it differ from the meaning of absolute singularity? Only the terms differ, this object is same. Unattached, non-doer, pure existence, knowledge, bliss, absolute, self-luminous, non-dual Brahman is a sage of firm determination. He has given to me exclusively his mind, the faculty that wills and doubts, and the intellect, the faculty that determines, decides. He is dear to me as life itself. Prananam prana, prana jivana. Such a comparison falls far short of the reality. The same thing which was said by Lord Krishna to Arjuna in chapter 7, 17 verse. I am very dear to the wise and he is very dear to me, is here described in detail. And then we shall start the other qualities in the next sloka. Yasman nodvijate loko, loka nodvijate chajaha, हर्षामर्ष भयोद्वेगैः मुक्तः यः सच में प्रियः. Now we shall see the equanimity state, the equilibrium state of the mind of a devotee. How others around him are influenced by such a person, such a devotee, and how he is influenced by others. All these relationships and their state of mind we shall see. Hari Om. So tomorrow we shall see the next verse. Yasmad nodvijate lokoha, lokaha, and loko nodvijate chajaha, harsamarsa bhayodvegehi, muktajaha satame priyaha. Who is dear to me? So all these qualities are to be found in a devotee who is dear to me. You should be qualified, then you will be selected as his child. Hari Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnata Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavaseshyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sadguru Bhagavan ki jai. Satchidananda Bhagavan ki jai. Sabda Brahma ki jai. Krishna Bhagavan ki jai. Gita Mata ki jai. Hari